Ladies and gentlemen, this build for you guys, as you have seen from the title and the thumbnail, we have an MJ build for you guys. Now, this build was recommended. Somebody recommended in my comments section to make a prime MJ. The only problem is it's kind of hard to make exactly prime MJ, but I got an MJ build that is really solid. Obviously this is an MJ build that's not really meant for the three-pointer or anything like that, so don't expect any three-point rating on this build or to be able to shoot threes consistently. With that being said though, we do have the MJ build that is pretty good all around here. As we see, we have an 82 close shot, an 80 driving layup, and a 93 driving dunk. I know some people will be like, why not higher? Calm down. We have a 72 standing dunk and an 87 post control. We got a lot of finishing here, a lot of finishing. We have an 82 close shot, like I mentioned. That's pretty good. It's very good, but it's only upgraded that high as well because we do have the 87 post control, which the 87 post control is there for that post up poet on gold, which obviously we know that MJ is pretty good at the post game for a guard. I mean, obviously, you know, as well as Kobe Bryant, which if you mess up, you know, some of the stats on this build and you mess around with them, you eventually go from MJ to Kobe, because I originally had Kobe on the first draft of this build. And then, you know, I changed some stuff around and then I eventually got MJ. So it's pretty dang cool. So I was messing around with like a lot of the stats here, and a lot of the stats here are, you know, kind of what's needed. Some of these stats on here are just, you know, from leftover points, where it's just like, I don't know where else to throw these without, you know, like, because wherever I threw the leftover points, it really wasn't going to matter at that point. So yeah, that's kind of like the thing here. But the 93 driving dunk is pretty good though, and the 93 is really needed for you to get that gold posterizer, so that's also good as well. On top of that, we also do have the 80 vertical, which is 100% needed at an 80 for you to get both the gold posterizer and Hall of Fame aerial wizard. As you can see here, I drop it down. I only have silver and gold, but then obviously I get that upgrade to gold and Hall of Fame when I go up to the 80. So we keep the 80 there. We have also a 92 mid-range. A 92 mid-range is pretty dang good. The 92 is pretty good, pretty solid. That's what is needed for that deadeye on gold as well. But most importantly, is the 91 plus. That's really like the most important part, is having that 91 plus, so you can, you know, mess around with some of the other stats. In this case, the other stat that I would increase is close shot, just to make sure that is upgraded and you can get that paint prodigy badge on silver if you did go with the 91. But the 92 is pretty good because of that upgrade to gold deadeye. But, you know, like I mentioned, the 91 is required for that shifty shooter on gold, so that's pretty good if you are going to be obviously shifty in the mid-range and utilize, you know, a lot of like post moves and, you know, some moves to get open in the mid-range, especially from fading. Yeah, that's practically needed. But set shot specialist on gold as well, so you can also hit those catch and shoots, those opportunities there in the mid-range, whatever. But that post fade phenom on Hall of Fame is the main reason why we have the post control in the mid-range so high, is so he can utilize that post up ability and have Hall of Fame post fade phenom. Literally the main reason why. Like I said, we don't really have a three-pointer. The three-pointer is only increased because of the mid-range, but we do have an 80 free throw, so that's pretty good as well. We're going to be a little mediocre on the playmaking end because he wasn't necessarily the best playmaker or the best ball handler or anything like that. So we only have a 75 pass accuracy, which is good enough for that break starter badge on silver, but, you know, not high enough for us to get versatile visionary. But that's only because he's here. He's the #1 option for, you know, for scoring, because he's so good at, you know, driving, scoring on the inside. And also we have a 72 standing dunk for the sake of those standing dunks, so we can, you know, get that rise up badge. But just in general, he's not meant to be a playmaker. Not saying that he can't pass at all. So we have a 75 pass accuracy, so we can at least utilize some pass accuracy if we need to pass. But other than that, he's the #1 option for the team, so he's not really going to be passing that much. The 77 ball handling, only a 77 because of the post control. Otherwise, I would have it down to like a 75 rating, because I believe that's all you really need technically is a 75, because like I said, you're going to be utilizing more of like the drive and the post up and the mid range and all that stuff. So it's not really like you're going to be calling ISO on the top of the key and, you know, trying to just out dribble your defender and get around and drive and dunk and all that stuff while trying to do ISO. You're going to be more methodical with this, using your post control, using some shifty post moves to try and get on the inside or get an open look in the mid range or get a post fade going, something like that. But you are not really necessarily going to ISO or anything like that. So that's the only reason why it's a 77. Ankle assassin on bronze, handles for days on the bronze, but we still have silver, strong handle, and unblockable. So it's not like we are completely useless with the ball in our hands when we do have to ISO in that situation or need to dribble around a bit. So we do have unblockable and strong handle, so we're not getting completely dominated. With that being said, though, we do have an 80 speed with the ball. So the 80 speed with the ball is going to be really good for us to get some really good animations. So there you have that as well. We have lightning launch on silver. That's pretty good. Now, the defense, I felt like, was very, very much needed. We have a 60 interior. A lot of leftover points was put into that. And we do have a 90 perimeter defense and an 85 steal rating. I originally had it like a little bit lower, so we didn't have like the 90s. We had it in the 80s at first. And then we only had like a 79 steal rating. But obviously, I moved some of the stats around and, you know, decided how I wanted to do this and everything, especially with the playmaking side. So then we were able to mess around with the stats, and like originally I had it to where we had like a 96 like driving dunk and everything like that, just so we can get those elite contacts. But I figured if we just dropped it down to the 93, because obviously we're kind of limited on attributes, we dropped it down to a 93 just so then we can get the 90 perimeter and the 85 steal rating. So we are really, really good at the defensive end, having Challenger on silver, on-ball Menace on silver, gold pick dodger as well. We have a movable enforcer on at least bronze, so there's that. And then off-ball pass on Hall of Fame as well, so that's pretty good there. And then the 85 steal rating gives us glove on silver, but that's the break point in the threshold for interceptor on gold. So we're going to be able to get those passing lane steals, especially like you know, we all know that MJ is a shooting guard. So most of the time he's going to be guarding, you know, the wings or the off-ball players. So he can just get into those passing lanes a little bit easier with a gold interceptor badge. Now, the rest of it is just, you know, leftover points or how it was supposed to be or what the stats are because of everything else being upgraded. So there's that. But the speed is an 80. The agility is an 81. Obviously, the agility and all that doesn't really matter too much in terms of like the actual break points of any particular thing here. You know, just trying to get it upgraded as much as possible, because as you can see here, if I just left it 80-80, just like as a good rating there, then it's like the only thing we have is like the rebounding interior. We can upgrade pass act a little bit. It's not like it's going to matter too much because you can only upgrade at 1 point. You know, you could also get like a little bit higher in standing dunk by like 3 points there. Insane. But it's not like it's going to give you anything in particular. I mean, having a 75 is pretty good, but you're only 6'6", so it's not like you're going to get too many of the animations for the standing dunks. So that's, you know, not really necessary, but the 72 standing dunk is there just so if you do catch the ball wide open underneath the basket, then you can at least get a standing dunk instead of a standing layup. So you can just quickly just go up, get the dunk instead of just going for like a slow standing layup and then them just like coming up from behind and swatting it away. So you can actually just get up there and just get a quick little quick drop standing dunk going. But yeah, that's practically like the main reason why this is how it is, because there's really no point in doing anything else. I mean, you could do the strength by 1 point, giving you, you know, brick wall. And then you could like obviously upgrade other stuff. It's not like it really matters here though. But yeah, having the 81 agility is just whatever. Strength, it originally was a 71, like I mentioned. 72 gives you brick wall, but the 71 does give you that physical finisher on silver, strong handle on silver, immovable enforcer as well on bronze. And then it also gives you that post powerhouse on bronze as well, so you can get a little bit more going for you when you are doing them, or doing the like the bumps, the backing down on smaller guards. And then also if you have if you go for like a drop step on like a smaller guard, could be a little bit easier there. The 80 vertical, as I already mentioned, is there for the sake of having that posterizer in gold in Hall of Fame aerial wizard. We have rise up as well, so that's like the best break point there. No less, no higher, just sit the fuck there. But obviously, just to show you guys that I wasn't fucking around here, we got MJ, we got Herb Jones, we got DeJounte Murray as well in the comparison, in the shades of, it is called a two-way inside the arc Menace, as you can see. So I did manage to get it. I call myself the GOAT of the builder, man, just because I'm able to just figure the fuck out, man. And usually, if you guys know how I did some of my builds last year in 24, and some of the builds that I have done so far this year that you guys have seen already on the channel, I have went to like the roster list, I get their numbers, and then I try to punch the numbers in as close as possible. This is, you know, insane for me to not only get Kobe on like the first draft, but also messing around with it and actually getting MJ without using any roster stats from their versions, like from any version of them. Just going in, just by basing the build off of how they play, not really any any particular numbers or anything like that. Just really just basing it off of, okay, well, I know they're good at this, they're good at that. You know, like obviously with it being limited, we can't get 3-point rating. Otherwise, I would increase the 3-pointer for both Kobe and MJ. But yeah, I mean, obviously we're so limited and all that stuff. So I just got what I got, man, and we're here. We arrived. We got MJ at least. It's pretty much like young MJ, rookie MJ, as you can see from the photo there. So it's not like the all-time version or the prime or anything. It is younger MJ, which does make a little bit of sense. But that's all that we can really do for now without just breaking the entire builder and taking 500 days on just this one build alone, man. At least we got the comparison for MJ. And I hope that the person that requested this, when they come across this video, they're happy with it at least. Seeing that the fact that we got MJ, something that is unfathomable to the community, trying to do that easily. Trying to come up with an MJ build or Kobe build or anything like that. But I did it. So anyway, guys, hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later, everybody.